What is this loving world? You know that I love and got it fucking me raw. You know I ain't with it, never did it before. He got me all in my feelings, now he got you on yours. Ooh, it's like that. He ain't never leaving, no, he coming right back. I bet that he need it, cause your gon' buy that. And he don't want nobody else hitting like that. Before I die, I'm tryna fuck you, baby. Hopefully I don't have no.
Hey guys, Adam here from the Tint Academy. We're actually going to show you how to tint this rear window on a Tesla Model 3 2025. Now we do get a lot of questions and emails about, is there a different way of that you can actually tint this window? So I'm actually going to hand cut and show you how to properly hand cut this back window and all the little steps that you need to take to be successful in tinting this car. Now first thing that we want to notice with this car, when I open up the window or open up the door, it's going to drop down. So first thing we do is actually trick the lock down here so the car thinks it's closed. We get full access to this window. Come right into here and I'm going to switch up. So now the car thinks it's closed, windows up, so I have all that room down there. Now one thing that you want to make note when you do this is that if you slam this car, it's going to shatter and break this glass. So now I notice that on these new 2025 models, we're using a new Chinese-based glass. It's a lot more sensitive to the older models. So if you do close this door, it's going to snap that glass. So let's go and start doing our outside prep, inside prep, then we can lay the film. So outside prep on this will be very simple. I'm going to spray with our slip solution here. But I want to get the entire door panel down. Now I'm going to take my blue scrub pad. I'm going to scrub out everything on this window. And then we're going to squeegee it. So now this can be done 2 or 3 times. Now to our inside. I'm going to spray the entire window. I'm going to flush down. Now I don't want to really use razor blades on this window. I'm just going to use my scrub pad. Make sure that we get the entire top and the entire side through here and give that a good scrub. If you want to go the razor blade route, I would suggest only using a plastic razor blade through this one here. Now with my microfiber, I'm just going to wipe the top edge of the glass. This is a brand new car. You can see actually how much dirt came off that. Now we're going to spray down again. We'll spray that window, spray down through here, and then we're going to do our one more squeegee. And we don't want to let any of that slip solution sit on the door panels and come through and wipe off everything that can be possibly on the door here. Last step I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Easy Reach tool and just wipe everything down below. So we did our outside prep, we did our inside prep. Now let's go lay and cut our film. Here are a couple anchors. First cut wheel on the bottom, across here. My second cut is going to be this large side, which is right across here. Now when I do that side cut, I'm going to shift it across slightly. I want about a 1/4 inch across that side so it leaves a little bit of a gap. Now my final cut is going to be across the top, so I'm going to come, anchor that so it doesn't slide anywhere, pull a bit of tension off this cut here, and come straight across. Now the only difference with this cut here is my first large side cut, I'm going to shift it a little bit away. Typically we shift towards the cut, this time we're going to shift away from the cut. Now we're going to take this piece off and I'm going to do my rounding. So I have these corners here. I'm just going to round them off slightly. Now we're ready to shrink the film. So shrinking the film is cropping the film and put it onto the glass. We're going to take this piece of film and overlap this side here. Bring about 2 finger breadth gap here. Then I'm going to make my end pattern. So come across the top, down, across the top, and then down. Now typically I like to shrink these in 3 methods. So I have a little bit of excess slip solution here. So we're going to push all that down just to make sure we get the real good curvature of the glass. Starting from the outside, Now you have that shrunk. I'm going to lift this back up, spray underneath this, and spray above it. I'm going to remake my end, but do it a little bit harder this time. Now this I'm going to push everything straight down, coming from the large side, working our way back and fall. I'm going to run my heat gun over top just to see if you have any kind of fingers pop up. So now the only difference here is that with our cutting, we shifted it so it fits directly in the glass. Now we're going to go into our installation. So we're going to do one more prep and let's install this film. So spray the outside of my film. I'm going to put it into a 45-degree angle like this, and I'm going to anchor the top. Now let's go around the other side and let's prep this inside. Now I already did prep this. Let's prep it one more time. I'm just going to spray it, and then we're going to do a light squeegee across the top of the window, just to make sure that we're completely clean on this window. Now let's install. So I'm going to spray the film here, spray it down. Now I want to make sure, I'm going to do a double bottom load on this. I'm going to pull the seal back, make sure that I get all this down through here. Now ready to take our film. So I'm going to come around this side, spray the outside. I'm going to come up underneath it, make sure I touch the glass, and I'm going to walk it down. I'm going to drop down, and I'm going to slide that film right into place. So I'm going to come through here, make sure it's completely on the glass, and I'm going to slide it straight down. We're lined up, lined up, lined up. So now I'm going to just come through, open up that gap, make sure that all the film is sitting flat behind that seal. And spray it down one more time. Now we're squeeze. So I'm going to do a very, very light squeegee on this. So I hold this down, come across the top, across the side. Then I'm going to do a T down. I'm going to work with my T working out this way. So I'm coming across the side. Now we're just going very lightly just to make sure that we get that film tacked onto the glass. Okay. So do one more spray. And I'm going to squeegee it as hard as I can. So I'm going to pin this guy down and coming straight across, making sure that we get all that excess slip solution out of there. Now I'm going to take this tool here and making sure that I get everything below the seal. That's done. Now let's wipe everything up and see how it looked. Now before I check it out, I'm just going to wipe everything down, make sure we look pretty good here. I still have a little bit of slip solution right that's popping, just to make sure we get that pressed down through here. Good. Now to unlatch that door, I'm literally just going to pop the door handle. It's going to drop down. I'm going to slow close it. Good. So now here we'll double check if we have any kind of dirt, hair, debris. Nothing looks good. Edges actually look really clean on this. I have a couple of excess slip solution you can see popping up right here. I'm just going to come around and push those down. So just a review of how to actually tint Tesla. Works the exact same. We suggest use a scrub pad over a razor blade so you don't really scratch that window. Make sure the lock is tripped so the car thinks the door is closed. You don't have any gaps along the bottom. When you do your side cut, make sure you shift it a quarter inch towards that cut, away from that cut, so you don't have any gaps when you go to install this piece of film. I hope that helps and give you a little more success tinting these Teslas.
Tell me who the fuck you wanna be.